Corla. I welcome this important issue this morning, an issue that has long been the subject of stigma by society in general. And I'd like to take this opportunity also to congratulate my colleague, Minister Kathleen Lynch, and I'm delighted that she is looking after this area in particular. To say that the number of people committing suicide every year in Ireland is a national emergency is an understatement. Indeed, this can be illustrated by the 527 men and women who took their own lives in 2009, an increase of 24% over the previous year. Based on the latest figures available from the first quarter of 2010, it looks as though there has been a further increase on those of 2009. It is clear that the ever-increasing numbers can be correlated to the deterioration of economic conditions. Many thousands of people have lost their jobs and lost their homes. Many more are struggling to hold on to what they have, all the while seeing their friends and family leave the community for foreign shores. This is certainly true for the communities in my own constituency. And I know from talking to the Chambers of Commerce in County Wicklow that companies are on a knife edge, struggling to stay in business and to keep their employees in jobs. Far too many companies have been forced to close down, and this has put a huge burden on local people. The depression and despair that these losses have caused have not been met with adequate support services. The previous government not only failed to look at the economic well-being of the nation, but they also failed to provide well-funded and joined-up thinking needed for proper mental health facilities. Sadly, the soaring numbers of those who have taken their own lives does not take into account the numbers of failed attempts, which are estimated to be 10 to 20 times the number who have died. Indeed, even the most recent official figures that are available are likely to be underreported. Sourcing accurate data is undermined by many factors, including insufficient evidence to determine intent and concealment for many reasons, including religious, the fear of stigma and life assurance. It was also a startling statistics to learn that in most European countries, more people die from suicide than from road accidents. The reason why there is such an increase in suicide can certainly be attributed to the economic downturn. The previous Fianna Fáil government has left an economic mess that needs to be dealt with as quickly as possible. The numbers of people who are unemployed has reached 14.7%. The last time unemployment levels reached that level was in August 1994. More businesses are seeking credit lifelines as they look to keep their heads above water. This downturn, coupled with job losses, has left many families struggling to pay mortgages, and indeed the negative equity that homeowners face has become impossible to ignore. Problems in the mental health services sector has always been an afterthought, or was always an afterthought throughout the Celtic period. Gross income equality was allowed to grow unhindered, and perhaps it's no surprise that Dickensian-type hospitals suffice as modern mental health infrastructure. Perhaps it's also no surprise that other necessary resources, from establishing prevention programmes to training frontline professionals, has gone by the wayside. The challenges faced by this new government are not small then, but equally they're not insurmountable. The programme for government contains a range of measures that will go some way to reducing the numbers of people who take their own lives. Recommendations incorporated within the Vision for Change programme will be followed. And amongst the measures in the programme for government is the introduction of universal health insurance, which will ensure that mental health services will be included as part of the standard package. The services that people can access will also be of greater value due to the commitment to ensure that GPs will have better training in mental health issues. Access to these and other professionals like psychologists and counsellors will hopefully decrease the startling suicide figures. Unsuitable psychiatric institutions will also be closed and more appropriate community-based facilities will be developed. And organisations like the Wicklow Mental Health Association in my own constituency are swimming against the tide, but they still manage to provide much needed services. And indeed, in this month of April and May, they are providing training programmes, and this can be, information can be accessed on the Wicklow Mental Health website. Other organisations such as Suicide or Survive have their own Eden programme, and they have to be congratulated as well. Amnesty International, as one of my colleagues has mentioned, they have recommendations, and I would urge the Minister to take those on board. Support and acknowledgement of national programmes like the Sea Change Ireland that challenges the stigma around suicide is also of great importance. We need to deal with the despair and depression brought about by people losing their jobs, their homes, and seeing emigration affect our own friends and family. And the programme for government provides commitments in this regard, not least the Jobs Initiative due in May. Overall, these strategies demonstrate the joined-up thinking that is needed for meaningful reform. And let's be clear, meaningful reform is needed. Suicide is preventable, maybe not 100% of the time, but certainly a significant reduction can be made. And if the same resources put into reducing road deaths were put into reducing the rates of suicide, then the stories of suicide could be fewer and fewer families would have to suffer. Thank you, Ken.